Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's actually 6 in the morning. I'm trying to get on a schedule where I'm working to resume back to some form of a normal schedule. Obviously, I'm not working, I'm out, and I'm on disability. I'm not sure when I'll be ready to work, but I'm trying to take the time now, as I mentioned earlier, to advocate for my son Maddie and also for me to heal. I've been working all my life, and I've been under stress since I was a young man. Now transitioning into a female, which is something that I've always had lived with. I was struggling since I was a little boy, about 5 years old, 4 or 5 roughly. You know who I am, obviously. I didn't really get to say my name, but yes, I'm Emily, of course. Everybody's starting to know who Emily is, I hope. I mean, I'm doing videos for one reason and one reason only, and that's to advocate for transgender people and for autism. I know I'm not going to become a celebrity. I know I'm not going to get a million hits on YouTube. But that's not my agenda. I have a simple agenda. My agenda is what I think is most important, and that is to speak, to be a voice, and to kind of show people who don't understand what transgender individuals go through. But if you were to look at the statistics, and it's very alarming, it's a 50 or more percentage rate of a transgender individual committing suicide. And the reasons are very simple. The transgender community are the most hardest hit of communities when it comes to them opening up and revealing who they truly are. And I've seen it in my own relationships with people as well. But they face abandonment from family. They face job loss. They face uncertainty with their living situation, because if they lose their job, then they lose their means to provide for their living accommodations. They also face discrimination in the job market, so when they were ready to get back after losing their job, which could be a traumatic experience, as it was for me, and still is actually. I wound up in the hospital suffering a nervous breakdown in the process. So I think that transgender people have a lot on their plate. And, if I can do anything, it would be to be an advocate. I mean, I'm a CPA. I can do taxes. I can do QuickBooks. I can do bookkeeping. I can do accounting. I could work for a CPA if I wanted to. But I am not well enough right now to even take on those pressures, because I also am dealing with a lot of family worries. Like my son, he's autistic, and we have to find a school for him. He's not doing well in school. And I love my son, and I care for him, and I want to do the best I can for him. But I am not an expert on autism. And my son is autistic, but he is very capable of doing great things. But his behavior is a very big problem. And it's coming to a point where it's making a family fall apart because he cannot cope. And when he's not able to cope, and he kind of makes these demands, and it stresses the family, it is not healthy. It's not healthy for us, it's not healthy for him. And we pointed this out to the school district, and we're working desperately to get him placed. And thank God there's a school out there that has accepted him, and now we have to just get all the information they need, and hopefully this waiting list won't be as long. But from what I understand, he probably won't have a chance to even have a slot until sometime in June of next year. So that's a good 8 months away. And when June rolls around, that's like the summertime. So that means we'll probably have him enrolled in September, unless he goes to summer school, where he would, I guess, live there. That's the arrangement. because it's upstate. It's about an 8, I'm sorry, no, it's 6 hour, oh God, 6 hour drive. Even though I'm a female, I still get these hiccups and stuff. Girls are just like guys, I guess, too, sometimes, you know? And there was a time when I thought girls were, like, perfect. Like, they didn't do anything bad. Boy, and I still think that way. Girls are beautiful. They are perfect. There's no doubt about that. I kind of got sidetracked a little there, but it's true, man. If you look at a girl, you think always, she's amazing, she's beautiful, she's just a vision of beauty. And I mean, girls are also intelligent. I was a student at Virginia Tech. I was studying mechanical engineering, and these girls used to blow the curve away, man. They were like getting 90s on the test, while us guys were getting like 50s. So who said girls don't know mathematics? That's a hogwash. Girls are just as good in math and physics as anybody. And in fact, I believe they're even smarter. Girls got everything, man. They got beauty, they got brains, they got personality, they got emotion. That's why I'm a girl, because that's what I am, and I always felt that way. And it's great, man. It is a wonderful feeling to know you're a female, to live and to dress and to go out and present yourself as a woman. That is like the greatest thing you could ever have. I've lived my whole life as a guy, 50 years. Now I'm living as a woman, and I feel so much happier. Because I knew in my heart at the age of 4 that I was always a woman. In my heart, my mind, and my soul. It was ingrained in me. I was born this way. And this is why I need to be an advocate for autistic and for transgender individuals. My son is autistic, and I'm his advocate, and I would advocate for autistic children, and I would advocate for autistic adults, because autistic adults, between school and transitioning into early adulthood, that's a very big struggle. And I'm sad to say this, but a lot of unfortunate circumstances lead to some of these poor autistic individuals committing suicide because they can't function. And that's the same with the transgender community. A lot of transgenders have faced a lot of issues and discrimination, and as I said before, they face their abandonment issues with family and friends and employers. It's a mess, and it's not right. It's not fair. I mean, what is so wrong with somebody who was born a boy, who felt all along that they were a girl? Let them be the girl they always felt they were. What is wrong with society that they have to dictate and tell people how they should live by the fact that they were born a certain way, when in reality that's not the way it is? Some people are just not what they show on the outside. It's all in here too, you know. It's in the heart. And if I have to go out and prove it to people, I will, because that is what my mission in life is now, is to be an advocate. I am dealing with a lot of issues. I'm dealing with depression. I'm dealing with a son who's autistic. I'm trying to get him into the right school. I'm trying to get him the disability benefits he's entitled to, like I'm entitled to. And, you know, I need to be able to communicate. And the one thing that I must say is, as Emily, I am very much empowered to communicate and to get my point across. I am not afraid to speak up, and I will fight for whatever I feel is right, because that's just the way it is. And women are strong, and whoever said that a woman is not strong doesn't know what they're talking about, because there is no guy that would ever want to give birth to a child. Women do it every day. So in reality, it is the woman who I believe wholeheartedly is the stronger. They can tolerate more pain. They have to balance more in life. Guys have it tough, but still, when you look at it from all perspectives, women don't have it easy. And there's a lot of health issues now that women face. Women are not living, I mean, they are living longer than men, but I think a lot of women too are suffering from a lot of health issues too, just like men. So, and the women are also under a lot of pressure today. They're running their household, they're taking care of their husbands, they're taking care of their children, they're working, demanding schedules. So, a woman's life is not all glamour. Women should be able to enjoy their femininity and to live and to express it and have girl nights out. They're entitled to that. They work hard too, and they have it hard. I will never know what it's like to be a real woman because I don't have a period every month. I can't give birth. I can't conceive. If I had it in my heart, I would definitely want to experience that. But from what women tell me, they say, you're just lucky, man. You are beautiful, and you're lucky that you don't have to worry about giving birth or having a period. So, I love women, and I accept the fact that I'm not a real woman, but I also accept that I am a trans woman, and that means that I identify as a female just like any other female, and I live my life as a female, and I have a wife, and I have a son, and I still will have a wife and a son, because I love them. They mean the world to me. I would never change my lifestyle, and in fact, it's not about sex, and I said this yesterday. I think that my situation is unique because I struggle with being transgender, and it was because I always felt in my heart I was female. I was born a boy, but in my heart I was a girl, and I knew it way, way, way long ago when I was just a 4-year-old, and I wanted to wear dresses, and I wore dresses from the age of 4. And I still wear them, and now I wear them every day, just about, because I love them. I mean, I wear slacks and blouses, too, and I try to do that as often as I can with my son. But, I want to be pretty, I want to be feminine, I want to express my girly side. I want to wear pretty shoes, I want to wear beautiful dresses. I want to live as a woman. I want to be accepted as a woman. I want to walk down the street and be acknowledged as a woman. When I go out, the little simple pleasures in my life, being that I'm not working now, I'm like traveling just to go to my doctor appointments, to go to my mortgage counselor because I'm facing the foreclosure that's still worrying me. And I go to the school meetings for my son because I'm working as an advocate for him. And today I took him to the dentist. He had to have a root canal finished. So I'm doing everything in my power to help my son and get him on the right track. My wife is good, but our relationship is not perfect, and how could it be? She married a husband who's really a female, That's not normal. But at the same time, I'm still the same person, and I love my wife, and I can't help what I am. I am what I am. And you know what? I'm not going to take the hit for it. I'm just going to live my life and try to do the best I can. Because, I could die tomorrow. We don't know when we're going to die. We have no knowledge of that. And also, you know what? Transgenders do face discrimination and sometimes feel like their life is not meaningful. So they take their life, and it's tragic. It's a real tragedy. And why is it that transgenders have to face tragedy like that? They're just as much a people as anyone else. They have rights. They have dignity. They have many qualities that any other person has. They have the ability to work. A lot of transgenders are very bright individuals. Some are doctors. Some are attorneys. Some are accountants, CPAs, physicists, engineers, you name it. Construction workers, taxi drivers, truck drivers, anyone. Doesn't matter. It's the fact that they're just not what they were born. They're transitioning to become women because that's what they felt all along. And there are different degrees of transgender, different stages. And some are not trans, some are cross-dressers, and some are transsexuals. There's a whole spectrum. Just like there's an autistic spectrum, there's also a transgender spectrum. And I kind of fall on the side where I'm kind of leaning towards transsexual, where in reality I would go the full distance with surgery and everything. But for me, the surgery is not top priority right now. Right now, top priority is saving my house, keeping my family protected. That's my top priority. Getting my son a school education and having a future and putting him through college one day. That's my priority. If I eventually can go and have the surgery in Thailand, I will do that because that's what I want. But that is not going to take precedence to what's most important right now. And what's most important right now is keeping a house over our head, a roof over our head, I should say, and getting my son the education that he so desperately needs, and in the right facility, and in the right program, and will effectively recondition him to learn again, because he's falling so far behind, and it seems no school has done him justice. It's the school system, and it's failed him just like government has failed its people. And I'm fed up with all this baloney, because the government is also to blame for this economic downturn and this job market that's horrendous. Our leadership is awful, and I've said it many times, and I cannot deal with incompetence, I cannot deal with ineptness, and that's what Washington is. And I have a perfect example. Just for Social Security, I went to the Mineola office for Social Security disability because I'm entitled to Social Security benefits due to my depression, and I am definitely unable to work at this time. My son also qualifies for disability because he's a minor, and he also has a disability. He's autistic. And I went to the Social Security office in Mineola, and this woman who I spoke to, I don't know what she was taking, but it seemed to me that she was not knowledgeable whatsoever. And she said that I was not supposed to go there to represent my son. My wife was. And I kind of looked at her in a puzzled way, saying, what does it matter? I'm the one collecting the benefits. I should be the one representing my son. And she said, no, the mother has to. And I was outraged. But and then she had the audacity to lead us to believe, and she even spoke to my wife on the phone to say that my wife could come on Monday. But Monday so happened to be Columbus Day. And I even said to her, are you sure you're open on Columbus Day? And she said, yeah, we're open. My wife goes there on Monday. She says the office is closed. This woman was like crazy telling me this baloney. And then to add insult to injury, my wife called her on Tuesday, and she said, oh, come Friday. She goes Friday, and the damn woman says that they're not taking any more applications. So I was so furious that I called Albany, and I reached out to somebody, and I got somebody in D.C. who said that they botched up the whole thing. They thought that I was applying for Matthew, but they were thinking that I was Matthew. They messed up the Social Security number. They made a big mess up. And we paid the price for it. They're idiots. They're incompetent. So now I got to drive all the way up to Albany to get this straightened out. I mean, I've just have been so fed up with Washington and government and all this bureaucracy nonsense. I could do a better job, damn it, in the presidency. Obama, what has he done? Nothing. He's done nothing. I went on a tangent here about politics, and I'm not really into politics. But I know that we are a nation that is really not doing well. And we have leadership that's like clueless. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know their freaking ass from their elbow. And I speak passionately because I believe this. And I know this in my heart. I'm a CPA. I'm a professional. I worked hard all my life. And I faced foreclosure. I worked hard all my life. And I have the insult of possibly losing my house, a professional individual. This is ludicrous. And we got leadership that doesn't even know how to solve these problems. They're all a bunch of morons. They can't even convene and come to agreement on anything. And it just makes me so mad. I want to go to D.C. and I want to just, I don't know how I could be effective to go there. But I have a lot to talk about. And if I was given the floor, believe me, I would take full advantage of it. And I would clearly indicate what the hell is wrong with our government. But I don't want to go there anymore because it's just a waste of my energy, and it just will give me heart pressure, I don't want to have a heart attack over this bullshit. I just gotta move on and just do what I have to do to survive. Right now, my health is at stake, my son's health, and that right now is more important than worrying about what the government is doing. Who cares what they're doing? All I know is I pay taxes, and I don't know where the money goes. But it's clearly not going to help us. It's not helping the country. It's not helping the people, and they send soldiers out to fight wars in other countries. This is ridiculous. You can see I'm very upset about this. Oh God, I gotta take a breather on this one. Let me switch gears, please, because I can't take government anymore. They're all a bunch of idiots. I love music. I've been on this website now that I've been kind of trying to establish dialogue and friendships with musicians. I've always loved music, and to me music is like a form of healing. And I think the name of this website is Reverb Nation. And I've come across some very talented artists. And in fact, I even wrote about one who I was touched by her story. Her name is Selena Garcia. And I highly recommend you listen to her songs. I mean, here's a young woman who's got it all. She's got beauty, she's got brains, she sings well, and she's just a sweet, kind, caring young lady, and she deserves to be acknowledged for her musical talent. And then there's another group that I really like called The Accidentals. Two beautiful girls, and they're very talented, and I just love music. And there's another, I think it's called Chasing Aces. I have to verify that. But now that I'm not working, I mean, I do tax returns, and I will be available for tax season. But in my time now, while in between making phone calls to advocate for my son, you know, and going to the doctor appointments and transgender support groups and shopping and doing the things that a woman normally would do as a in the household, I also have time to write. And I have gone on social media sites because I feel it's good to kind of get in touch with the outside. But my outside is kind of limited now to the computer because, well, I do go out. That's important, as it is for my son. I need to get him out too. But somehow the media on the internet has exploded. I mean, you're looking at an industry that just overnight became a sensation. There are social media websites that are popping up literally every day. I can't even keep track of them all. But every time I come across a new one, I find it interesting, and I join it, and I love it. One of my favorites right now is Pinterest. And also, I just came across another one where you can put in all these destinations that you want to go, and you can also use it for posting personal pictures and stuff, and it's really cool. Where are you now? Maybe something like that. But it's amazing, and you can go to Paris. You could go to Mexico, Spain, and you can have pictures. You know, it's really cool. And so many. I mean, I've been writing too. I'm on Blogspot. I'm on Hub Pages. But this Reverb Nation is really cool because I wrote a Hub page dedicated to Selena Garcia, and she actually thanked me. She was so appreciative. I mean, I found it was very heartwarming that here this young lady who's very talented, and all I did was just write something because I thought she was really good, and she helped me because I'm going through depression and music helps me. And I want to acknowledge the talent of a young musician. And look, I want to help people too, you know. People have helped me. They've come to bat for me. When I go to support group meetings, a lot of people have come and helped me. They embraced me. They accept me. And that's what I've been looking for all my life, is just to be acknowledged and to be recognized and to be accepted and to be treated fairly and not with any kind of hatred. I'm a woman. I've always been a woman. I was born a boy, but I'm really a girl. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have an obligation to my wife, I have an obligation to my son, and I will carry out those obligations. I've also suffered a lot. I have depression. I have the struggles of being transgender since I was 4. It's called gender dysphoria, gender identity disorder. And it's not easy to go through. But, you know, I tried to do everything as I was supposed to. And, you know, I lived as a guy. I tried my best. I was shy with women, painfully shy. And I always thought women were, like, amazing, you know. They could do no wrong. I put them on a pedestal. Girls, I had crushes on girls since I was in kindergarten. I remember the first girl I had a crush on, Diane Coffey. And the girl in first grade where I spoke to her and I got in trouble with the nun. She came over to me and she hit me on the head with the yardstick. Her name's Karen Wilhoft. I don't know what her marriage name is, but man, I had a crush on this girl. And I had crushes on girls in every grade. And in 6th grade I had a crush on a girl, and in junior high school, Laurie Lichtenthal. I mean, I can name all the girls I had crushes on. And you know, and then it's funny because the girls I had crushes on too now are my friends on Facebook. So it's so weird. And the fact is, I'm transitioning to become a woman. A lot of these girls now know my story, and they're very sympathetic and understanding. So, you know, it pays, I guess, to become a female, because then you win the affections of the girls that you once had feelings for. It's very weird, but it's true. Now I have more popularity with the girls than I ever did. So I guess my suggestion is, if you really want to make it with the girls, then you should become one. That's a joke, by the way, but, you know, for me it's reality. And I kind of like it, because I'm happy, you know. I am a girl. I can go out anywhere I want, in a dress. I can do anything, and I'm not scared anymore. You know how many transgender people are afraid to go out in public? You know, I had a nervous breakdown. I'm not working now. I'm on disability, and I go to doctors. I lost a lot of self-esteem. I mean, my self-esteem literally has taken a beating. And, you know, I'm going to take a while to recover. I don't know if I'll be able to work for an employer for any time soon. And I spoke to Robert Half, and they said, look, we'll work with you, but you got to be assured that you're able to work. And right now I'm not. And believe me, as I've come to realize, coming out as a female and being honest, I have to be honest with my employability. And right now I think the only way I can be employed is if I do it on my own. And right now I don't even have a client base that would support me for a living. So I'm desperate for disability. I'm desperate for long-term disability. And if I lose that, then I will lose everything. I will lose my house, I will lose my wife, I will lose my son. And in that regard, then I will probably just give up and die. And the messed up damn situation is I'm enjoying my life as Emily. You know, I want to have it all. I want to have my family. I want to have the house. I want to be able to draw upon these resources that I desperately need right now. I'm not manipulating the system. In fact, I need the system, and it has to work for us. The school has failed my son, and now we're trying to rectify it by getting him placed in the proper schooling environment. And also, I feel that I need to be helped too. I worked hard all my life, and I don't need to feel like I have to struggle to just keep my house and keep afloat and try to survive. So I'm going to say bye and make a video soon again. Love you all. Bye.